Okay, so on page YouTube optimization, there's a lot of stuff that we can do, guys, for optimizing the YouTube video itself. And some of them, depending on what, there's three types of ways to basically stream a video or get a video on your channel. Okay, there's three ways. There's upload it, or there's streaming it, but there's two ways to stream it. You can either do a Hangout on Air, or you can do a YouTube live event. And there are some differences in the two, and we're going to talk about those as well. But if you're going to use the traditional route of uploading a video, which I don't recommend, I don't do that anymore at all. Let me rephrase that. For like my training videos and stuff, guys, I upload those the traditional route, right? So I'll do a screencast video, and as soon as I'm done, it'll upload it into my YouTube channel for me. I use Snagit for my screencast videos, and it just does it automatically. But that's because I'm not really trying to rank those videos. If I'm trying to rank a video, I will do a Hangout on Air or a YouTube live event. Okay, and if it's a pre-recorded video, you can still do those, and we're going to talk about that a little bit too on the next slide. So let's just get through the more traditional upload stuff first, and then we're going to get to that. So there's a few things that you can do. Now, a lot of this is kind of like YouTube SEO 101. This is stuff that's been around forever, but file name. You always want to start with the file name. So let me go ahead and take the whole screen because I'm going to kind of walk through some of this as we go. And I want you guys to be able to see the whole screen instead of just the slideshow. All right. So with the file name, so the file name of the actual video file itself. So let's say you create a video, you want to rename the file name to be the the keyword phrase that you want to rank for. Okay, and over the years there's been questions as to whether you should put spaces in there or hyphens or just run it all together so it looks like one word. Guys, I just always upload. I just do it the way that I would. So for example, let me just open up something here, and this one right here, powered by VidBlaster. This is just a demo video right here. So if I wanted to rank for powered by VidBlaster, I would rename this file, and let's do something else. Let's say I wanted to rank for video SEO. Okay, I would rename it video SEO like that. And I just always left the spaces in and stuff like that. It never bothered me to do that. And I think maybe years ago, 2009, 2010. You might have wanted to use hyphens and stuff like that, but now it doesn't matter. So I just always would rename the file the keyword that you want to rank for. So if it's like, plumbing repair Fairfax VA for Virginia, then I would do plumbing repair Fairfax VA would be the file name. Okay, does that make sense? So just rename the file. That's step one. Metadata. You guys, you can add metadata to your video files. Okay, and I know that the question comes up and says, well, YouTube strips the metadata out when you upload the file. Well, that may be so, but they read that data before they strip it out. And I have tested this, and I've absolutely seen a ranking boost when you add metadata to the file. Okay, so how do you do that? There's a couple ways to do that. We're going to walk through if you have Windows. Okay, if you have Windows, I don't know about Windows 8, but Windows 7 and several versions prior to that, you can do this. And I don't know about Mac either because I'm not a Mac user. But right here, if I right-click on the file name and I click on Properties, bring up this dialog box, this window, and from here, if I go over to Details, right here I can start adding metadata to the file. Okay? So, what's the best way to add metadata here? Guys, do not take your main keyword, which in this case would be video SEO, right? Based on this example. And let's do this. Let me exit out of that for a minute. Let's get local with this, right? Because that's typically what I'm doing anyway. So let's say video SEO Virginia or video SEO city, right? So like I could say Culpeper, which is where I live, which is really non-competitive because it's in the country. But let's just say that that's what I was going after. So I do video SEO Culpeper VA, right? That's my main keyword phrase that I'm trying to rank for. Go to Properties, go to Details. Do not take the same keyword and put it here and here and here and here. Don't do that because you're stuffing. Right? You don't need to do that. What I recommend doing is when you've done your keyword research, you're going to have additional terms, right? You're going to have so maybe let's say for here, let's say, what if I say YouTube SEO, right? For this one, instead of just video SEO, I'll do YouTube SEO, right? For subtitle, maybe I'll say search And you guys, you'll know this, damn it, you'll know this because you should have already done your keyword research. You should have a list of LSI keyword phrases, synonyms, right? So let's say search engine optimization, spelled it out, for videos in Culpeper maybe. Let's do that, okay? Then for tags, same thing. You want to put some additional like LSI keyword phrases in here, some other keyword phrases other than your main keyword phrase, okay? And this one says YouTube SEO. You notice how I did not put Culpeper in there because you don't want to put the geographic modifier after everything. It's unnecessary. Okay, so for tags, I might just say, let's say video marketing. That would be a good one. Video marketing. And again, I would know these because I would have had a list of keywords, right? So I would already have them. I could just literally copy and paste and put them in. Comments. Guys, if you're doing local, put a citation here. NAP, name, address, phone number, right? So for example, I could say Big Bamboo Marketing. I put a comma, space, then I could do my main my main address, which would be 123 Main Street, whatever, Culpeper, VA, VA, and I misspelled that again. And Culpeper is with one P in the middle before you guys say you misspelled Culpeper. VA 22701, and put another comma, another space, then I could put my phone number, right? So I do 540-445-765, and then I could also do another comma, space, and then I could put my URL. I could do bigbamboomarketing.com, right? So put your NAP here, guys. It does make a difference. If you're not doing local, then you can put a comment, a description in there, like a 1 or 2 sentence description where you get the keyword in there or variations of, okay? Next, if you scroll down, you'll see that you have contributing artist, year, genre. So like, for example, for genre, I like to put in a high-level term. So I might just say video here, okay? Or video marketing would be another good term, but I already used it up there, so I wouldn't use it again. Contributing artist right here is where I'll put the name of the business that I'm trying to rank it for. So in this case, let's just say it's Big Bamboo Marketing, okay? Then for here, guys, you got directors, producers, writers, all of that. You can see author URL, that sort of thing. Promotion URL. So here are additional places that we can put. Like, for example, I might put the URL for my Google Plus local page here or business page, right? The promotion URL, I might put an interlink, a link to the one of the, a page on my site, not necessarily the home page, but an interlink. You guys see that? You can add a bunch of data here. And it just takes a minute to fill it out. But once you've done that, you've now added a bunch of additional data that reinforces.
Bradley,
for it. Go ahead.
On those spaces for the URL, that's a great place to start your trust flow manipulation. You go and you shorten your YouTube channel URL.
That's a good point.
Your G Plus page URL with Google URL shortener and drop them in there.
Okay, but remember, just keep in mind, yes, that's a great idea, Marco, but we're talking to masterclass right now, not mastermind. and the floodgates of questions are about to open because of what you just said.
I know, but I mean, this is a great way for them to start their just adding value, let's say, to their video.
Yeah. So guys, think about that. I mean, you could put your YouTube channel URL here, right? You could put a playlist URL in here, okay? You could put, like I said, a Google Plus business page. You could just anywhere where it's talking about URLs, you could put additional links in there. What Marco's talking about is how you can use Google URL shortener, which is goo.gl. Okay, which is Google's URL shortener. It's kind of like Bitly. However, I don't recommend using Bitly for this kind of stuff. Bitly is part of our IFTTT networks, guys. I get that, but for what we're talking about, I would not recommend using Bitly. There's various reasons for that, of which we're not going to get into here because that's beyond the scope of Masterclass. That's part of Mastermind. But I do want to say that you can piggyback off of the authority of using Google's URL shortener because it's a domain authority of 100. So if you're actually taking like a YouTube channel URL, which would be a domain authority of 100, and you shorten it with goo.gl, you're just stacking authority. Okay, that's a buzz term. Everybody's heard of domain authority stacking. It's kind of what we do with our IFTTT networks and our interlinking of properties, but that's a way to add additional authority to your links. Okay, don't spam using Google Shortener, but if you use it the right way and strategically, you can do amazing things with it. All right. So that said, guys, once you've done that, you just want to hit apply, and that's going to have applied all of the metadata to the file. It's going to optimize it. Okay, it's going to help it to rank better. Okay, so that's one way to do it, is if you're using Windows. Another way is MP3 Tag. MP3 Tag is a software that you can download, and I think it was Gary Kirwan, who's also a mastermind member, who pointed out that they have a version for Mac now. That I didn't, I knew they had a Windows version because I've used it over the years before I realized I could do it in Windows. But MP3 Tag, it's a free software. You can download it. Marco, I'm going to post this here. If you can post this on the events page. Guys, remember all of the training materials, the notes, and the links to everything are also going to be in the replay underneath the video on the replay. So don't freak out if you don't get them here, because it will be available on the replay right underneath the video, and you can click on them there. Okay, so that MP3 tag that let me just go ahead and, that's the one for Mac that I just posted, Marco. Let me copy this and just open up. Okay, so guys, I think I have it installed on my computer, but I'm not going to open it up because I want to keep running through this, guys, instead of wasting time on this. You can download this for free, okay, and then you can also use this to modify the metadata. But again, if you're using Windows, just do it in Windows. In my opinion, that's what I do now. This is kind of cool though, because like you could essentially put a bunch of video files in there and kind of do everything in bulk and from one interface if you wanted. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then the Mac version, I've got to give credit. I think it was to Gary for finding the link for the Mac version of it, because I didn't know that existed. And I think he shared that in Mastermind. I couldn't find the post. I did try to verify that it was him that shared it, but they do have a Mac version. Okay, so if you guys, I don't know about Mac, if you can edit metadata directly in Mac, like their browser, I don't know what the hell they call it. It's not Windows Explorer. I don't know what the hell it is, but if not, this will enable you to do that. Okay, so I'm going to keep moving. Okay, title. We talked about this in Hump Day Hangouts just a minute ago, but title is the #1 place that you should have your keyword, and I always try to lead with the keyword first. Okay, if there's going to be a longer title, with conversational or a call to action or something, that's fine, but I always put that second. I put the keyword first. Okay, we did also talk about, should you put the keyword in more than once, or should you use multiple keywords in the title? I do not. However, I know that people have and have had success with putting like the main keyword and then a variation of the keyword in the title. So there's 2 versions, and that's fine. I know that it's worked for others. I'm just telling you what I typically do is go after one main keyword per video. And if I happen to rank it for other keyword phrases as well, then that's a bonus. But typically, if I've got, let's say I'm going after 3 particular keywords, right? I will do 3 separate videos, one each targeting each separate keyword, right? And that's just the way I do it. And because in my opinion, if you focus it, you get better results. Although, like I said, I have seen others that have done well with that. Okay, so play with it. Remember, guys, I'm giving you what I do, and they're good guidelines to go by, but I totally encourage you guys to go out and make your own flavor, right, of SEO or video SEO. I'm telling you what works for me, but test other things as well. Don't just take what I say and go do exactly that and that only. Play with things, test things. You'll figure out stuff that works. Okay. Description. I mentioned this in the previous Hump Day Hangout there earlier, but the description, you can have up to 5,000 characters in your YouTube description. Use them. Okay. Try to get an article in there. Basically, treat it as a place for a blog post. And treat it the same way as a blog post as far as your optimization rules, right? Like, you want to keep your keyword density down. That's no longer something that you want to do, is where you got your keyword density real high. You don't want to do that. You want to use natural language patterns when you're writing. Something, guys, that I know I mentioned this before, and I know some of you have taken us up on it or taken him up on it. Keith Goodwin, who owns SuperSpawnArticles.com. He, by the way, I'm gonna bring him in on a webinar. He's gonna do a webinar on his spun, on spinning and articles and stuff like that. Sometime, I don't know when yet, but sometime. No, that's not it. That's the wrong one. wait a second, Superspun article. Superspunarticle.com, Keith Goodwin, he does a fantastic job. The guy's really, really good. And so if you're going to be doing a lot of videos in a particular niche, which, guys, remember, in the first week, I'm recommended that you select a niche and build a channel around that and go after that one particular niche so that you can do your keyword research once. You can get the content done once. For example, you buy a Superspun article from this guy. Let's say it's the plumbing niche. Let's just use that as an example. Say it's the plumbing niche. You get a Superspun article done by him for plumbing. And what I'll do is I will set up in tags. Let me just give you an example. When I order the article from him, I do. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. I'll give him instructions. I'll give him the main keyword and then a few LSI keywords. So let's say I was doing plumbing repair. Let's just say that that's what I was targeting. And I always spell that wrong, always. Plumbing repair would be my main keyword. Then I would give him my secondary keywords, right? My secondary keywords, so let's make this my primary keyword. Plumbing repair, and my secondary keyword, and I would say to do something like this, like in, and then I do like a tilde. It doesn't matter, you can do whatever you want, but like in location. And I tell him to use the location tags because I'm going to swap those out with city names. And so when you make an order, and you guys, it doesn't have to be him. I'm just telling you, I use him and he's great. And give him business. He's a good dude. He's in our IFTTT SEO group. Okay, so he's a good guy. But secondary keywords, I might say, plumbing, repair, contractor. Maybe I'll say master plumber. Maybe I'll say emergency plumber, and you can swap out plumber with plumbing. So you could say, emergency plumbing contractor, things like that. I just give them some additional secondary keywords, and then I'll just tell them to sprinkle in the location tag throughout the article naturally, so that it's not stuffed. You don't need it. It doesn't need to go after every single time that plumbing repair is used, right? Because that would be too much. But just to sprinkle that in. The reason I do that is because now, guys, when we get the article back, it's going to have this location tag in the article, and all we need to do is use the find and replace function to copy that and paste it in to find and replace. So let's put that here, and then we type in whatever city it is that we're going after. So let's just use, again, Fairfax as an example, right? Fairfax, Virginia. There's let's say that our first one, the first video that we're doing is a plumbing repair or emergency plumbing, Fairfax, Virginia. Well, all I would do is put in Fairfax, VA, and I could replace. And you can see that it replaced that tag. Well, we'll replace all. So all instances or occurrences of that in the article will now be replaced with that. In fact, since you're going to be spinning, you could do that, or you could also, since you're going to unspin the article, right, before you paste that in as your description. That's why I'm recommending this, by the way, just to get back to the original point, which is I recommend if you're going to go after a particular industry, you just go ahead and order a Superspun article, because now you can use that same article for every single video that you do. All you need to do is unspin a new version of it, and that's it. You just get a new version every time you go to do a video, and it's done. You don't have to worry about content anymore. You don't got to worry about your keyword density because it's all taken care of in your article. If you're going after multiple niches, so for example, if you set up a channel that you're going after a particular city or location, right, and you're going to target all types of businesses, then you're going to need to worry about content for every single video that you do, right? So that's why I recommend going after a particular industry. But let's just say that you were going to do this for, plumbers in Virginia, whatever, and so I would say Virginia, and I would do a spin tag like that, and as a matter of fact, this would now have to be Fairfax, VA, and watch this. And in fact, I'll even put a blank spin tag in there. I'll show you what I mean. And guys, this is not a tutorial on spinning, but I just want to give you an example of how you can make it even more diverse. So if I replace all now you'll see that I have spin tags set up where at one unspinning of it will give me a Fairfax, VA, another unspinning would give me Fairfax, Virginia, another unspinning would just give me Fairfax. Okay? And so that location tag with the tildes that you just saw a minute ago will be sprinkled all throughout the content of the Superspun article. When I replace it with this sort of a tag with the spin text, then it's going to replace every occurrence with this, which means in every location that location tag was, or in each place where that location tag was, it will take one version of this, right? So it just makes it more unique. Does that make sense? And so you unspin it, and that's why I'm saying, having if you have the ability to put 5,000 characters in a YouTube video description, then do something like this where you get a nice, well-spun article, whether it's from Keith or if you do it yourself. If you want, you can. I don't recommend that because your time is better spent doing other things. But if you want to do it yourself, by all means do it. But create a master article that you can use over and over and over again, because that will considerably cut down your work time, your labor on all of the other videos that you do going ahead, and make it to where when you unspin it, it's between 3,500 to 5,000 characters. Okay, it will give you a considerable advantage over other videos that are not utilizing the description space properly. Okay. Tags. We talked about tags in the Hump Day Hangout as well. What I do for tags, guys, is I go after the main keyword phrase as my first tag. Then I take that, and so again, if we're talking about local, let's use plumbing, emergency plumber, Fairfax, VA. And let me type this out because it'll make it easier. Let's say that, let's say I was going, or let's just go after the plumbing repair. Let's use that as the main. That's my main keyword, guys, right there, primary keyword. So for my tags, this is what I would do. I would do, and they would be all lowercase, so I'll just go ahead and type it out. But let's say plumbing repair, Fairfax, VA. That would be tag number 1, comma. Then I would do plumbing contractor. Hold on. You know what? Let me actually go into, and I want to show you this why, guys. Let me go into videos, and let's go to new live event. And I'll show you why, because let's clear these out real quick. These are default tags. Remember last week, guys, when we did channel setup and we did default tags? Talked about your upload defaults. That's why you're seeing this here, because those are upload defaults. But all right, let's point this out. And the reason why I want to show this to you guys live is because you're going to start seeing semantic tags pop up as I'm typing, and that's very important. And I want to drive that home. So again, I would start with plumbing repair, Fairfax, VA, comma. As soon as you hit comma, it's going to actually create the tag, right? So my next tag would be plumbing. And you see how this says plumbing literature subject? That's not a tag that I want. Okay? So I would just go ahead and type out plumbing and hit comma. I don't want the semantic tag literature subject, right? Because that doesn't make any sense. So I'm not going to use that. However, let's go to plumber. See how plumber profession shows up? That's a semantic tag I want to use. So I'm going to click on that. Now I've got a semantic tag. Which, guys, that's really important. Those of you that aren't real familiar with what the semantic web is, I'm not going to go into a tutorial right now as to what the semantic web is. It's beyond the scope of what this training is about. However, just know that there is a database of what's called entities. Okay, and entities are how Google. That's how Google determines what. It's a way to teach machines how to understand what things are, what objects are, for them to kind of. It's like a way to teach a machine how to understand language and what and objects and entities and things like that. And there's a database, it's called Freebase, which actually Google is deprecating this month. That's the end of Freebase, which is their semantic web database. At least it won't be available to the public anymore. But freebase.com, you can check it out. That's their you won't be able to edit or add to it anymore as of this month. But Freebase is their semantic database, and that is where these tags come from, guys. Very, very important that you use them. A lot of people don't even know what they're for, but trust me. So anyways, plumbing repair, Fairfax, VA, plumbing, plumber, I might go a little bit further and say like plumbing contractor would be maybe another one. Okay. Then I would do Fairfax, VA. Okay. Then I would start typing out just Fairfax. Now watch Fairfax, U.S. County. You see that? Okay, that's Fairfax, U.S. County. That's a semantic tag. Now I'm going to type out Fairfax. There's also Fairfax City, which is it's actually located within Fairfax County. It's same thing if I did like Vienna or McLean or any one of the other cities that are within Fairfax County. So if I was actually targeting Fairfax City, I would make sure that I use that. All right. Then I would also type in just plain VA. Okay, and then I would also, and that was wrong, let me do VA, and then Virginia. I'll start typing out Virginia, and here's Virginia, U.S. state. See that? And lastly, what I would do, and that's it, guys. So you see that all of my tags are a subset of the main keyword phrase, and that's it, nothing else, right? I didn't add to it. Again, I know that other people will teach to go ahead and grab as many tags as you can. That's fine, guys. Like I said, I'm telling you what I do, and this works really well. You know what I mean? I rank videos all the time. So this is how I do it, all right? And then lastly, if you've got zip codes. So, for example, Fairfax City, if we were to just go look at Fairfax City, VA zip codes. Fairfax City is rather small, and it's still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 zip codes here. By the way, guys, this will be kind of interesting for you guys to watch this. This zipcodes.com right here, if we open this up, you'll see this. I use this site a lot, but you'll see right here, these are the zip codes that Google just showed at the top of the screen right here. You see these? These are Fairfax City zip codes right here. But what I would suggest is if you take a look at them, there's only 4 of these zip codes that are actually like regular, normal postal codes. The rest of them are unique or P.O. boxes, right? So you can see there's no population in some of these. So these are, in my opinion, worthless. So what I would do is I would just take these 4 right here. So 22030, 22031. Those would be 4 zip codes that I would add into my tags as well, each one of them being a separate tag. So for example, I would say 22030, 22031, and I would just do that until I had 032, I mean here. So I had all 4 zip codes in there as well. Okay, does that make sense? So by the way, guys, like I said, zip-codes.com. I use this site a lot to find out, because it's always gives me such, it's easy to find the zip codes for pretty much any city or any area, including the smaller towns, guys. Like think about, like I just said, McLean, Vienna. So like let's look at Vienna, Virginia, which is a town that is inside of Fairfax County, Virginia. If I click on this, you'll see that zipcodes.com right here is the site. If we take a look at this, this will show that there's 5 zip codes, but only 3 of them are showing residencies, right? So those are the 3 that I would target for that area. So this is a great site to find zip codes, guys, for your local stuff. For those of you in the U.S., those of you that aren't in the U.S., I'm sorry, just do a Google search. You'll figure out something. I'm sure there's something there for you. Okay, keep moving. So use semantic tags, guys, important. Now, comment and hashtags. Let me show you where that is. We're going to go back over here to the YouTube Live event screen. You guys see over here where there's when you're now, guys, I know we're creating a live event, but if we were to just go to upload right here, and I were to upload this file, so let's go ahead and I'll set this to unlisted because I don't want this to actually push across the Semantic Mastery network. Okay, so I'm going to go to unlisted. I'm going to hit the upload button. Let's go pick out that video that I just edited, video SEO Culpeper, right? See how it's going to upload? Once it gets done processing, guys, you can add, and wait a minute, I'm not seeing it. Usually on the bulk, maybe it's got to upload first, but there will oftentimes be a, maybe it's just on live events. I'm so used to seeing live events now. It must be. Because I thought that you could add, and by the way, if you have a playlist, and I think I mentioned that in the presentation. Playlist, yeah. So my bad. Maybe on a regular upload, so you can see how little I do regular uploads anymore. I thought there was the comment button here as well, but definitely there is on live events. You see this, guys, where it says also share on, and you can add a message here. Check Google Plus for sure. You can add Twitter if you'd like to, but remember.
Hey, Bradley.
Go ahead.
If they just upload the video and after it's uploaded, they just need to change whatever or get that comment box. All they have to do is click on info and settings so that they can edit, and the box will appear.
Okay, great. Thank you for letting me know, because I'm so used to seeing it. But remember, I do everything through live stream now, so I thought it was available there. But you're probably right. Once it's done, you can edit it and it will show up, right? Okay. All right, anyways, the thing is here, guys, when you add a message to your video, remember, it's going to syndicate across your networks anyways, right? So it's going to go out to Twitter. It's going to repost on Google+. Don't worry about it posting twice. Why I like doing this here, guys, is because you can get an initial comment in here and then use hashtags. You'll notice Marco is the king of hashtags. Every time he posts in Facebook or in Google Plus, he uses several hashtags, and it's great. I honestly don't use them as much as I should. I'm trying to get into the habit of using them more because they are very, very powerful. And so right here you can use them. So I would put just a brief description. So something like check out whatever. Let's say in need of, it would be like a call to action. So in need of plumbing repair services. It's a great place to get your keyword, and I always spell that wrong when I'm talking, so let's try that again. Plumbing repair services in Fairfax, Virginia. I'd spell that out just to give it some variation. Question mark. Check these guys out, something like that, you know, whatever. It's just a call to action. Check these guys out. Okay, so now, then what I would do is put your hashtags in. So I would say plumber Fairfax, VA, you know, then I would do maybe Fairfax, and then maybe Virginia. Something like that, guys. And then when you go ahead and you post your video or publish your video, then it's going to actually create a post on your Google Plus page for your channel, right? And it's going to have these keywords in there and everything else. And what's interesting about this is that when anybody that is circled, this is not a Google Plus training course, guys, but you could do like instant SEO with Google Plus. It's incredible. If somebody has circled you guys probably have seen my post show up in your Google searches before. If you have not turned off your personal results, you see how it says hide personal results right here. So like if I search on, I'm just wondering if I can find something like. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but if I was to search on something right here, chances are that I'm going to see somebody else's post in my Google search results because I've got personal results showing. That's part of the reason why I do everything in Firefox, guys, where I'm not logged in and I'm always cleaning cache and cookies, is because I want to see the true search results, not what my personalized results are showing because I'm logged in, right? That's part of the reason. But you know, when if anybody has circled you or your channel or you have people in your circles, and you post something like this with the, let me get back to the right screen, with the keywords and things like that, if somebody was to search for plumbing Fairfax VA or emergency plumber Fairfax or plumbing repair services, there's a good chance that my post is in my Google Plus post, which is this right here that we're creating, will show up on their search results. The front page, even if the video doesn't rank. Remember, we're going to rank the video anyways, but now we can also get a Google Plus post to show up because 95% of the people out there, guys, we're SEOs, so we all know to clear our cache and our cookies. We know to use browsers that we're not logged into. We know that if we are logged into our browser, that we set the incognito window, right? We open an incognito window, or we click this button to turn off our private results. But how many other people know that? Very few. So what I'm saying is you can use Google Plus to your advantage to instant SEO, and that's what I call it, is instant SEO, because all of a sudden now this post will show up, this post that we're creating right here will show up in people's streams or on their search results if they search for a similarly related keyword phrase because you've circled them. Does that make sense? Okay. So I just wanted to clear that up. That's why I say make sure that you use those tags, hashtags, and also click post to Google Plus because it will immediately post it there. All right.